So some of you guys might be a little tired of seeing Alsa. Me personally, I like doing a bunch of different testing scenarios to see whether they're good early game, late game, free to play, spender, all that fun stuff, and see where she excels, where she doesn't excel, and if she's actually worthwhile for the good majority of the player base to build. Later today, we'll have a full breakdown video telling you the pros, the cons, and kind of get more specific on who should build this hero. However, today we're going to show you guys in a place we haven't done just yet, and that is PvP. And we're going to be showing off a situation that I am really enjoying. So normally, I run the typical like Carolina team, although we don't always run Arden because of course we don't have Arden on our team. However, the team I'm really enjoying running instead of even running Carolina is this one right here. And a lot of times what I'll try to do is I'll also try to link up in this situation. Actually, I'll be wanting to run something more along the lines of this, and actually I want to keep you protected. And I want to swap to some of their really key heroes, and if possible I want to keep her linked up to Thorin for that extra protection, because when you do get him to Mythic Plus, before the battle starts, he signs a pact, agreeing to take 50% of the damage of that ally. So with this combination, she's taking 50% less damage, and then with the Reinier, she's basically getting healing for when she is teleported to the other side. So that's really, really awesome. And we're going to try to pick apart enemies that we don't like. We are placing our Oberon across from the Vala because really I just care about him getting his first ultimate off. After that, I could care less what he does. And this has typically been a team that works pretty well, especially against some of these random teams that some people have. Granted, we're still at a very high ranking, but we are not the tippy top end game type thing. And you see Reinier does an amazing job picking away an enemy right away. And as you guys can see, a lot of the rest of the enemy team is very low on HP because of the Reinier Alsa combo, and it just makes this kind of snowball. And the only way I really get her to survive a lot of times in PvP is mainly due to Reinier and of course Thorin. So the combo seems to work pretty good. Her damage is pretty solid, and adding Florbell in adds some survivability to the team as well because she has 3 summons, and beyond that she does have a stun with her ultimate, which does proc the extra damage from the Alsa. So I love the combo. This has been one of my favorite non-traditional teams to run. And we're doing pretty solid. However, if you're talking about is it going to go up against this best of the best team, that's kind of to be determined. Now, the biggest issue we have here is the fact that I can't protect her with Thorin, and I absolutely hate that. I still like running Florbell though. For some reason, I really like running her, especially if I can get her away from the normal group. We are going to swap with Aaron, which isn't the best thing, but sadly, this is the one map you can protect all your main damage dealers on this far right side. You just can't swap, so this is one of the more difficult ones for the Reinier strategy to work. However, let's see what happens right here. If we can take out their Aaron right away as well, and you can see Florbell doesn't get sucked into that combo, and Aaron might go down. He's a pretty tanky hero overall, but you can see the damage has already been done to the other support here, or the other damage dealers like Arden and stuff, and the team just gets completely wiped out. And you gotta remember, this is a pretty similar power level to what we have on our side as well. She just does some crazy amounts of damage, and the enemy that you teleport to your side, you can kind of pick who that's going to be and destroy it. Now, as a defensive team, probably not going to be nearly as strong, but as an offensive team, I really like it. I don't think it's strong enough to go up hits though. We can try it. This is probably going to be way too difficult of a team, but the positive here is we do get to swap right here with that Vala and hopefully pick that Vala apart. The problem is this is a pure shielding type team between Scarlita and Lucius. We might not be able to take that Vala before she does damage. However, let's see what happens. I don't mind trying to hit up for the sake of testing. So we do swap her. You see she is pretty tanky. She gets that shield from Scarlita, and then, oh, she didn't get it from Lucius, so she might go down, but she did get to a safe spot. Still got picked apart, which is awesome to see. And now Florbell, she's got all those summons, the extra stun coming in that can proc those boulders and stuff. And overall, we'll see what happens now that Scarlita's on the battlefield. She actually got stunned immediately and didn't even get to do anything. So you can see we're hitting up from like a 745 power level all the way up to 835 with this strategy on offense. And it is just absolutely killer. I actually like not running Carolina because, like I said, she's almost like a substitute hero for a Carolina type strategy. So this is really, really cool to play around with. Let's see if we can continue to grind and go all the way to a victory. So You don't want to swap with Scarlita. Swapping with Scarlita is bad because she teleports up to the ceiling before anything else happens. I'm oddly enough going to put my Thorin way over here and run these two up the front. I know Thorin, actually I need to put you over here. Yeah, that way Thorin can still make it out, but we're gonna target one of their AoE damage dealers. In this case, it's Cessia. So this should be a swap on Cessia, which means she's gonna get hopefully nuked between the Florbell and the Reinier and stuff. She basically gets put right in the middle of every hero and you stand no chance. And meanwhile, the other side of the battlefield is getting absolutely nuked. Once again, the Reinier with the initial hands, those fist punches, keeps Scarlita locked down, and it gets to the point where the enemy team just can't do anything with this combo. And this is why I love Reinier on offense when it comes to PvP, because you can take those really key units on the enemy side of the battlefield, teleport them to your side, and just completely one-shot them. It almost works worse for the enemy team when they have an Aaron on their team and they're grouping all of your heroes up, because then you get teleported into the center. 5 heroes like around that, boom, they're gone. Just completely dead. Let's see if we can get a couple more good attempts in here. 775, so we're going to be hitting up once again. I could probably try the really more difficult ones here. And in this case, I'm actually going to try to put this team back over here because I want to take out the Arden out of the entire team. Arden, in my opinion, is one of the most important keys to this team composition. And if we can run it like this, it's actually better. I'm going to try to put Florbell in a little bit more of a safe spot. I don't know if she's going to get sucked in. She does, but again, it doesn't matter because look, the enemy's right in the center of everybody. Arden just completely melts, and in the meantime, the other side of the battlefield is completely disappearing thanks to our Alsa. I used to run this strategy with Florbell as the teleport and having Carolina stay on our side of the battlefield. This just seems to be such a better strategy because this is what makes Alsa stay alive, and if Alsa stays alive, she is an absolute bomb when it comes to damage. 711 feels a little too high. 965, 940. 985, all those are a little too difficult. They're too whaley. All of them have Paragon. Let's see if we can do one more battle here. So I want to swap here, although it's like a double swap strategy, which I don't like. So what I'm gonna do is instead we're gonna try to dodge this attack. I would have to put her back here, but I do like taking out Vala almost immediately. Kind of one of my favorite strategies. I don't care if everybody gets sucked up together. I want to protect the Florbell, let the Vala mark be on the I want to say Oberon all the time. Aaron, because honestly he gets his ultimate off right away anyway. He does group up a couple, not many. And then again right here, Vala is in the midst of everybody. She is going to take a ton of damage. And then in the meantime, on the other side of the battlefield, Alsa is just wreaking havoc. And the thing that I really like about Reinier as well is the fact that he also has crowd control effects that do proc additional boulder damage above their head. And this combo is just so good. I love it. I barely lose a battle even when hitting up in power, as you guys saw in here. Granted, we're not going up against the perfect teams, but let's be honest, unless you're Megalodon, you probably don't have that perfect team setup that you wish you had. So that is my combo. I absolutely love it. This formation is by far my favorite team around. In reality, I usually run it like this. I didn't realize I didn't have this team saved. I like putting her over there. It's a little safer. Something like that is typically what I run. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys next time.